feeling about the campaign at a little over the halfway point? Because the polls are pointing to the coalition losing a little bit of ground so far.
Well, we're not interested in the polls. We're interested in what it is that we're hearing on the ground. And right around the country, we're hearing people crying out for change. The cost of living crisis that's occurred under Labor has seen Australians go backwards. They're actually poorer than they were 3 years ago. And that's certainly playing out in the feedback that we hear, which is why it's been so important that the coalition has committed to a 50% reduction in the fuel tax. That's 25 cents per litre every time people fill up. That will give them about an additional $14 every time they go to the Bowser. That will make a real difference to people's hip pockets every single week, not just families, but also businesses, also the cost of freight to supermarkets or businesses that need to travel around. It will make a real difference to people immediately. That will happen the moment a coalition government comes to office.
We've seen a survey in 9 newspapers this morning saying Labor's housing policy is getting more cut through with voters. Why isn't yours?
I'm actually surprised about this because at the last election, Labor are committed to building more houses. Their signature housing policy built 0 houses, donuts. Now they're after an additional $10 billion to build an additional 100,000 homes. That's 100,000 per house. You can't build a granny flat for $100,000. The coalition are offering a comprehensive policy to dealing with Australia's housing crisis. We want to make sure that we reduce net migration to sustainable levels to reduce the demand on housing. We want to make sure that we build the enabling infrastructure to boost supply. That could unlock around half a million homes over the next few years. We want to make sure that we incentivise new home buyers with deductible interest on new builds, and also allowing young Australians to access their superannuation to help with their deposit. And we want to reform the industry by making sure we deregister the CFMEU that has pushed building costs up so high over the last few years in particular.
You've got to have the tradies to build the houses, so integral to our workforce. A lot of tradies go to TAFE. Would you continue the government's policy of many fee-free places for TAFE? Because there's been a video going around of Sarah Henderson saying that perhaps you're not that supportive of the policy. What is your clear policy on TAFE funding?
So the problem is with fee-free TAFE is that plenty of people start their TAFE courses, but they don't finish it. The completion rates are so extraordinarily low. Now, we've said that we want to see more young Australians get into trades, particularly construction, and that's why we're going to support an additional 400,000 places into apprentices. We're going to support the businesses to take on apprentices, to build that capability, particularly in the construction industry, but also others into the future.
But just to be clear, does that mean you will definitely reverse the fee-free TAFE policy?
We don't believe that fee-free TAFE is delivering on its promise. People are starting courses, they're not finishing courses. So if you've got an unsuccessful policy, why would you continue it?
Let's talk about the international story that broke yesterday, which got a lot of attention during the campaign regarding the reports that Indonesia was considering allowing Russian aircraft to be based in its territory, which later found out was false, what the Indonesian government told the Australian government. Penny Wong has said this morning on ABC News Breakfast that Peter Dutton is too aggressive and too reckless to be Prime Minister as a result of his comments yesterday. How do you respond to that?
It was a bizarre comment. I mean, it sounds very defensive from a foreign minister. Clearly she was blindsided by this report and has been on the back foot since. Now, we're not going to apologise for having a strong leader that will stand up for national interests, particularly with a track record in national security, as opposed to Anthony Albanese, who's been very weak on this issue.
But don't you think Peter Dutton jumped the gun? I mean, he said that there's no relationship, he criticised the relationship between Australia and Indonesia. She's saying that he fabricated a statement by the Indonesian president. Did he go too far?
Well, we've actually asked for a briefing from the Foreign Minister and from the Defence Minister on this issue, what it was that they knew and when they knew it, because, let's face it, there are some serious national security implications in this report. If Penny Wong didn't know about it before yesterday, we want to understand why.